Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 VC review. Today I'm going to be having a look at Crackdown, a rather underrated game on the Sega Mega Drive or Genesis if you're in the States. Rather fun game, quite good on 2-player. It's a good co-op game, but you can play it on 1-player, so don't worry. And I say at 1p, 2p, you can also go into the options, change your lives, change how much ammo you start with, and also, most importantly, change your controls.
I'm just going to interrupt Demon for a second to basically say don't play this game in a dark room because it flashes.
Yeah, it flashes really badly. That's actually a good point. If you've got any photosensitive issues, before you even put the game on, just clarifying, if you've got any photosensitive issues or have any epilepsy issues or anything, make sure that you try and find out if you're going to be able to play this game, because personally I don't think you will. The whole point of the game is you are either Andy Attacker or Ben Destructor or something like that. They've both got very lame last names, and thankfully they don't appear unless you go into the operations guide or something. The whole point is you go into a level and there's red X's all over the place, and you have to walk into those red X's to plant bombs. It automatically plants the bombs, and for some unknown reason they've already set the time limit on the bombs, so it does mean you've got a time limit right from the start, and if you don't accomplish your mission by planting all the bombs and escaping before the time limit, then that's it, the bombs blow up with you in the room. Here's the X's, as I say, you just walk into them, although you get shot first. Just walk into them and it automatically plants them. You can hug the walls to avoid the shooting, which is pretty good. So you can just do that and slide along and then wait until he's stopped firing and shooting yourself. You've got smart bombs, which are those, and they'll destroy everything. You've got normal gun, however when you run out of your normal gun you'll be able to punch and kick people, and you've also got missiles and rockets. I'll try and show you some of the punching and kicking because you should be able to do it by just walking into people. There you go, walk into them, and when you're right up close, if you hit the attack button rather than wasting a bullet, you'll just punch them, which is pretty cool. Major difference on this game between 1-player and 2-player is, as you can see, all of the bottom right part of the screen, whereas it would be there showing the map again if you were on 2-player, it just shows you what enemies are on the level and what weapons they've got, so that's pretty useful. However, on 2-player, as I say, you've got the rest of the map over there and your friend walks around. You can go to different parts, that's the whole point of the different screen. You aren't tied to each other, you don't have to run around doing everything that your mate does, so you can simply split the map and say I'll take the top half, you take the bottom half, so you can get the missions done faster. There's also every now and then on the later levels harder sections where you have to walk through electric floors all over the grid. Basically it'll be kind of like a minefield but with electric floors. You'll have to, a bit like a maze as well, so you have to walk around on there being very careful not to get electrocuted. But as I say, you plant all the bombs and then you find the exit and leave. So just waiting for Panda to leave that. There we go. And this is where the flashing comes, so close your eyes now. For those who didn't close their eyes, I did warn you. That really hurts, especially if you're in a dark room like I was the first time I played it, and it really hurt my eyes, so I wouldn't recommend that at all. You can find ammo for all your 3 types of weapons, so you don't have to worry about running out, unless you're completely stupid with your ammo, that is, to be fair. Certain enemies will take more than one hit later on, and they'll also have different weapons. You'll be able to find enemies with flamethrowers, which is pretty powerful. Unfortunately you can't get a flamethrower though. I'm going to shut up for a little bit because the music on this game is fantastic. It's one of the very underrated things about the game. It's very reminiscent to a part from Golden Axe actually, but I think it has to be heard to basically have the full effect, so I'm just going to shut up a little bit. There we go. There are a couple of different tracks of music, both of them are fantastic. So it's not as if the game's got horrible music or anything like that. Graphically, it's quite good. It's not great, it's not the best I've ever seen, but it gets the job done. Here we have one of the first obstacles on the game. You can actually walk into there and you fall to your death, so you want to avoid doing that. There are parts later on where, as I say, the electric floor, there's also other sections so that all basically kill you if you walk into them at the wrong times. However, they constantly kill you no matter what. There's also sections where you'll need to open doors and all that, but don't worry, you don't need keys, they are unlocked. But how you open the doors, you'll have to be a bit careful at times, because sometimes they only swing one way. Sometimes if you've got someone behind the door, then they just won't open at all. So it can get a little irritating in two-player when you're both in the same section. You have quite a large amount of lives on the game and also quite a large amount of continues, but by the end of the game you may well be struggling. It's one of those that you will take a few goes to warm up before you stop dying every 5 seconds. So unless you're really good at the game, you will start to struggle near the end. Overall, I believe there are 5 worlds. I say I believe because it's a long time since I've beaten it, so I apologise if I'm wrong. And unfortunately, I've tried Wikipedia, Game FAQs, and even some friends who I thought had beaten the game a long time ago, and no one can remember how many worlds it has. I believe there are 5 overall, but it will be stages, as you've just seen there, stages and acts, rather than worlds and levels. So I believe it goes up to 5 stages, and you don't really get any bosses until the end. So there's nothing really to report difference gameplay wise, other than just as I said, the doors which are on here, and the different types of minefield and mazes to it that you have to avoid to kill you. So there's nothing else other than the enemies really. So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.